Hey there, it's me again, your friendly neighborhood health enthusiast. Today, we're diving into a topic that's especially relevant as the winter chill sets in. Does regular exercise really keep those nasty bugs at bay? You know the drill: the office, the train, and even the school pickup line can feel like a germ-filled minefield during the colder months. And let's be real, who doesn't love a cozy duvet and a late sunrise? It's no wonder our exercise routines might take a backseat during this time. But here's the million-dollar question: can skipping those workouts actually make us more susceptible to catching the flu or seasonal bugs? Well, buckle up because we're about to explore this topic in depth, and I promise it's going to be an eye-opening journey. First things first, let's talk about the immune system and how it's influenced by exercise. When we exercise, our muscles do some pretty cool stuff. They release these little chemical messengers called myokines, which are like tiny immune system superheroes. These myokines help mobilize and redistribute beneficial immune cells, like natural killer cells and T cells, throughout our body. It's like having a personal army ready to fight off any potential invaders. Now, here's the interesting part: the effect isn't permanent. Within a few hours after exercise, our immune cell counts return to normal. But here's where it gets fascinating. Researchers believe that these repeated immune boosts add up over time, building an immune system that's more efficient at detecting and responding to viruses. It's like training your immune system to become a pro at fighting off infections. Additionally, regular moderate exercise seems to lower chronic inflammation, which is like a silent saboteur, hindering our immune system's performance. So, by keeping inflammation in check, exercise helps our immune system function at its best. The evidence supports this theory, albeit imperfectly. A 2022 review of the research concludes that physically active individuals consistently report fewer respiratory infections compared to those who lead a more sedentary lifestyle. However, it's important to note that exercise is more of a preventative measure than a cure. It won't shorten a cold you already have, and there's no scientific evidence to support the idea of sweating out a virus through intense exercise. Think of exercise as a tool to reduce your chances of getting sick, rather than a guarantee of perfect health. Even the fittest among us can catch a cold or the flu. There's also a potential downside to consider, known as the immune J-curve. Prolonged, high-intensity exercise can lead to a temporary dip in immune function in the hours after the workout. But don't worry, this mostly affects endurance athletes who are training for marathons or similar intense activities. For the average person, going beyond the recommended weekly physical activity guidelines is generally not a concern. So, how much exercise do we actually need? Well, you don't have to train like an athlete. Guidelines recommend adults engage in 150 to 300 minutes of moderate physical activity per week, or 75 to 150 minutes of vigorous intensity activity. The beauty of it is that you can mix and match these intensities to suit your preferences. Moderate intensity activities include things like brisk walking, cycling, swimming, or even dancing in your kitchen. It doesn't have to be a structured workout session. Vigorous intensity activities are those that get your heart rate up and leave you huffing and puffing, regardless of the duration. One simple way to gauge the intensity of your exercise is the talk and sing test. At moderate intensity, you should be able to talk but not sing. If you're working at a vigorous intensity, you'll likely need to pause to catch your breath before speaking. Now, let's talk about motivation during the cold, dark winter months. It's totally understandable that finding the drive to exercise can be a challenge. Here are a few tips to help you stay on track. Treat exercise as a non-negotiable appointment, not something you'll squeeze in when you have time. Move your workouts indoors on bad weather days. There's no shame in embracing the comfort of your home gym. Break your workouts into smaller chunks. Did you know that 3 5 to 10 minute walks can be just as effective as a single 30-minute session? Exercise with a friend if that helps keep you accountable and motivated. Get outside when you can, especially on sunny days. Fresh air and vitamin D are always a win. What about those tricky situations when you're not quite sick but feeling run down? Many clinicians suggest a simple neck check. If your symptoms are above the neck, such as a runny nose or a mild sore throat, light to moderate exercise is generally okay, but it's wise to ease off on the intensity and duration. If your symptoms are below the neck, like a chest cough or an upset stomach, or if they're affecting your whole body, such as fever, body aches, or severe fatigue, rest is the best medicine. Exercising with a fever can further raise your core temperature, worsen dehydration, and put additional strain on your heart. So, if you're feeling under the weather, it's best to give your body the rest it needs to recover. If you're simply feeling a bit flat or tired, a gentle walk is unlikely to do any harm and might even give you a much-needed energy boost. But it's also a good time to prioritize sleep and opt for lower-intensity workouts rather than pushing yourself too hard. Remember, exercise is just one piece of the puzzle. It's not a substitute for getting a flu shot, practicing good hand hygiene, or staying home when you're contagious. But as one of the few winter habits we can actively control, regular exercise and physical activity are a reasonable and affordable way to give your immune system a helping hand. So, there you have it, folks. Regular exercise is like a secret weapon in our battle against winter illnesses. It's all about finding that balance and listening to our bodies. I hope this exploration has been insightful and maybe even inspired you to lace up those sneakers and get moving. Until next time, stay healthy and keep that immune system strong.